Yo, boys, tomato saucin' coming at you live with the classic leveling series finale. You're looking at it, boys. This is the final video in my recent classic leveling best of series. And what are we looking at tonight, boys? We're looking at the best three-piece and a soda. That's right, trio leveling groups that you can bring in Classic WoW. Now, unlike my duo leveling tier list, right? This is less of a tier list, more of a top 5. Unlike my duo leveling list, though, I do have a rule here. And what I am limiting myself to is I'm saying there can only be one type of any class, right? In any of these groups. And why am I limiting myself? Well, because the top group would just be Mage, Priest, and we call it a day. Second group would be Hunter, Druid, and we call it a day, etc., right? So with these limitations, I think it offers more diversity. And if you and your friends want to level in Classic WoW together, you've got a couple really cool options. So I've got a top 5 list here. I'm not going to make you wait. If you want to look at these, make assumptions, and, you know, close out the video, you can do that. But if you want to hear what I have to say about each specialization, continue to tune in and drop a subscribe, comment, and like on the video. Thank you very much. All right, number 5, boys. We've got Warrior, Mage, Priest, or Paladin. Okay, this is a classic, goes all the way back to Classic, where your strongest classes were Warriors and Mages at end game, right? Warriors and Mages have always been the kings of WoW in general, in every tier, and leveling up in Classic is no different. So what you're going to do here, you have a Warrior. He can flex, tank or DPS in dungeons. So you always have very fast dungeon queues. You have a Mage, who are just the kings of AoE farming in Classic WoW. And you pair this with either a Priest or a Paladin. Again, like a Discipline Priest or a Holy Paladin / Protection Paladin, you know, going heavy into the holy side of the tree. So you've got options here. Warrior loves both of these. Mage loves both of these. And this specialization is great in PvP and in PvE all the way up the ladder. So if you're on a PvP server, you can't go wrong with Warrior, Mage, Priest, or Paladin. Coming in at number 4, boys, we've got a classic. And I know it's a little further down the list than some people would like to see it, but I don't think Rogue, Mage, Priest is better than any of the specializations on top of it. But boys, RMP definitely makes the list, has the best CC in the game, and it has the best CC in the game going all the way back to Classic WoW. Even more so because Polymorph is actually the best CC in the game. You couple that with Blind, with Sap, with Kidney Shot and Cheap Shot from the Rogue, and you've got a recipe, you know, for disaster. The only problem is, and why I rank this so low, is the Rogue really has to choose between subtlety and combat for leveling up. Majority of rogues out there are going to go combat because it's much easier than subtlety to level. But by doing that, you're greatly limiting your PvP potential, you know, up the as you level up. So that's why I have this ranked pretty low. To be honest, it could be ranked number 5, but I really like RMP, so I'm going to put it ahead of WM, P, or P. Next, this is my favorite comp of all time. It was my first duelist back in Warlords of Draenor. That's right, boys. This is Turbo Cleave. Warrior, Shaman, Priest. From 0 to 40, you're going to go Warrior, Enhancement, Discipline, right? And again, your Warrior can flex. You guys get quick dungeon groups. You're feeling good about it. The Shaman's going to be playing Enhancement all the way up to 40. And then at level 40, he's going to swap over to Elemental and do some incredible burst damage. Ellie Shaman is a blast. NS Lightning, NS Chain Lightning is just a beast combo together. They have some serious one-shot potential. You mix that with the Mortal Strike and the Shields of the Priest. Plus, Priest has a Dispel to fight against all these mages. Really, if you don't have a Priest in your comp, you're going to have a tough time against any mage open world. You need a Priest for that Dispel. It's massive. So yeah, this is a very fun comp. You have the remove diseases from the shaman. You have, all the other goodies that shaman brings to the table. Wind Fury Totem, obviously, and a ton of damage, right? If the warrior and the shaman to connect to somebody, it's lights out. And what's really nice is you get the range kick from the shaman as well in Earth Shock. So this is a lot of fun leveling up, a ton of fun in PvP. And again, you can create dungeon groups around this comp and grind on the way up if you want to. Next, another shaman special. We've got 2 shamans in the top 5. We've got Hunter Enhancement Resto Druid. So Resto / Boomy Druid, where they have great damage and healing for that 1 to 59 grind, and then they fall off a cliff at 60 and become rejuvenation bots, unless they go the dreaded crit regrowth spec and start rolling on Staff of Dominances in Molten Core. You know who you are. This is a very fun comp to level up. You've got a ton of speed between all 3 of them, more speed than any of the previous 3 comps combined. You've got Aspect of the Pack with the Hunter, you've got Ghost Wolf on your Shaman, and you've got Travel Form on your Druid. Open world, you 3 are going to absolutely blast through content, and if you wanted to put a dungeon group together quickly, right, you could do that around the Druid tanking and the Shaman healing any of these dungeons on the way up. So you have a solid little dungeon comp here. The Hunter kind of holds you back in dungeons, but it's nothing crazy, right? You can definitely go through each dungeon once, get your quest done with ease with this composition, right? Fill 2 DPS, or hey, maybe you get lucky, you fill a tank, and everybody gets to play the role they want to play. But, it's classic. Everybody's got to be flexible. This comp is a ton of fun. Beast Cleave, again, at level 40, you probably go Ellie on the Shaman for those big one-shots. Just a lot of fun damage. But you could stay enhancement the whole way up, to be honest. And finally, the god comp of classic WoW. Mage, Warlock, Priest, or Protection Paladin. So this is Discipline Priest or Protection Paladin. And why do I say Protection Paladin? Well, because you can heal any dungeon in Prot Paladin spec, but on top of that, these 3 classes together, Mage, Lock, Aflock specifically, and Prot Pally have some insane AoE farming potential between them. So you can go to all these crazy spots that a Mage would go to, pull way more than usual, just keep pulling mobs into the Prot Pally, especially if they're undead. He's going to be able to just rip thread off of you guys, and you guys are going to just get to pump damage, drink when you need to. The Paladin's mana is going to be full. You guys are just going to be grinding, slamming, whamming, bamming. Thank you, mammon. This is a lot of fun open world. And if you decide to go with Priest instead of the Paladin, have fun. Anybody that runs into you 3 on a PvP server is going to be having a really bad time between the Warlock Fear, Mortal Coil, the Mage Polymorph, Frost Nova, right? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Blanket Silence, right, on your counter spell as a mage. You guys are brutal together, right? The Priest shields, dispels for other polys. Yeah, I mean this is the comp that keeps on giving in classic WoW. You bring these 3 classes into a battleground, and it's a bad day for anybody. Unless the other team has like 7 warriors and 3 paladins, then you're probably screwed. But outside of that, this comp is a ton of fun. Any 3 people, you guys will absolutely make quick work of them. Yeah, so that's it, boys. Quick video. Wanted to just recap my classic leveling series. This is my top 5 threes comps, right? You and 2 friends, if you guys want to level up in classic WoW together, and all of these work in classic WoW hardcore as well. I think they're all great comps for hardcore, right? Maybe the warrior's a little sketchier, but listen, when he's supported by a shaman and a priest, or a mage priest / paladin, the warrior becomes immortal pretty quickly. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the classic leveling series. I've got some more classic content coming your way. I'm finally leveling my rep paladin in retail now that it's been nerfed. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm, pretty high rep paladin player in the past. So I got some videos coming on that as well. And I've got a twist on the current rep build that I think is a little bit better than what's out there. So Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day. Have a good week. Have a good month. And have a good year. Tomato sauce and out. Classic WoW leveling. Absolutely in. Hardcore or softcore. Take it easy, guys.